Animaniacs 2020, Season 1, Episode 11. Hey, an episode with no politics.
I know, I was watching it and I was waiting. Like, wait a sec. No
Yeah.
politics?
Yeah, an
That
actual enjoyable episode?
What?
Yeah. See, I was watching these two episodes. We watched two at a time. And I was watching 11. Like, that was an entire episode where I didn't cringe because they were trying to be political. And yeah, and then I got to episode 12 and I was like, hey, it's still going. It's still going. It's still good. It's still good. And then we got to the last part of episode 12 and I was like, oh, okay. Just stop. But we got through almost two episodes without dealing with garbage stuff. But anyway. Yeah, that was a pretty good episode overall. Yeah, we got
Halloweeny for this weather.
what?
A bit Halloweeny for this weather.
Yeah, but when this was probably supposed to premiere, this probably would have been fine. um, and yeah, this would probably be fine if it had come out when it was supposed to, but I imagine it got delayed.
Well, I don't know about that because
Well, then it would have been early.
the political episodes were like they had episodes revolving around like the election, so one would assume that the episode was supposed to air around that time.
Yeah, I don't know. Even then, it was a little late for that one. It was November 20th. This was November 20th, and everything came out November 20th, so it was all late for an election. If they wanted to do their sort of, look, we're virtue signaling. Look how virtuous we are. But let's see. I was looking for.
Let's see.
I was looking for the first bit is a poltergeist. Yeah.
I thought it was it. It was an It reference.
There was the poltergeist, and then it's that first little bit with the TV.
Oh, okay,
That's
what.
Bit. Yeah, that was, which is funny because that poltergeist was written by Steven Spielberg. So that's probably why it was there, because it was written by Steven Spielberg. So it's a fun little bit. I mean, it wasn't anything too challenging. It was just sort of, yeah, that's basically. And we get referenced that Wacko is afraid of clowns again.
Yeah. Except that clown.
Except for Nickel-Wise, because he's a cute clown.
Yeah. He thought he was cute. Yeah.
There was
big clouds. Except for that one. He's cute.
His eyes are just like mine.
Yeah, it was very. The Phantomaniacs was a nice little time filler. It was fun. It was nice. The real fun of this episode is Fear and Laughter in Burbank, this is quintessential Animaniacs fare.
It is.
You have the three of them with their weird logic and lack of fear of somebody trying to be aggressive and scary, and it's just not working, and there's no selling it, and it's so wonderful. This is exactly what I remember of the best episodes of Animaniacs are. It's very Warner Brothers formula. You have your protagonist, and then you have some arrogant or scary or that sort of thing. Somebody trying to be intimidating, and it's just failing because the Warners are too funny and they're not scared. They they don't. They're too crazy to be scared, and so it just it works with historical figures. It works with it works here. It just works.
You will fear me.
Why? You're so cute. Not you.
I'm adorable.
No, no.
And apparently, is it? I guess he was just trying to find the what he thought would be the worst fears of each of them. And if you were thinking about it, if you were trying to come up with prior to this episode, trying to come up with their best fears, it's like, Dot, you will not be cute. I'm still cute anyway. Um,
You'll grow old and ugly. Aw, but I'm a cute old lady.
yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Take their strengths, take their loves, and turn them against themselves. And then
Although it
Wacko.
did work with Yak.
It did work with Yakko. Wacko, they're like, okay, I'll rubber food. There's plentiful food, but it's all rubber. Wacko eats it anyway.
Food is food, no matter if it's real or not.
Yeah, it's just.
Seen him eat those nasty ass donuts. I don't think anything would deter him from eating.
Yes, his iron stomach will process the plastic. And of course, something to bring up is they're also, doing a Marx Brothers homage in their outfits. That's a reference is more right with Wacko and Yakko especially. I'm not sure exactly who Dot's supposed to be. I don't know.
I'm not really familiar with the Marx Brothers, so.
Yeah, well, it's basically built off of that's kind of what some of some of the Warner's humor is built off as well. Yakko is Groucho. Wacko is supposed to be Harpo. Though Harpo is silent. He doesn't talk. All his humor is physical. He doesn't and physical in faces and that sort of thing. So, but
So it's funny. The only one I ever knew of was Groucho Marx. I didn't know of the others.
I mean, I've heard of them. I'm just not familiar with them, just like I know all the Simpsons characters, but I don't like Simpsons.
Yeah.
I know all the SpongeBob characters. I don't like SpongeBob. I know of the Three Stooges, but I don't really like them enough that I don't really like them, so I don't know details about it.
Yeah. It's yeah. They're fun, if you ever get the chance to watch them. I guess I guess they're going for Chico. Yeah, Dot's I think's going for Chico with the hat and jacket. Basically everybody pretty much knows Groucho. Lots of people know Harpo, but Chico is less known, and then Zeppo is not known much at all.
I've actually heard of Zeppo, but not Chico.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Zeppo was actually fairly normal looking. Groucho's got the mustache. Harpo's got the big, Sixth Doctor style, the big poofy hair, and then Chico is what Dot's wearing. But yeah, the fact that it actually didn't work with with those two, but apparently Yakko getting no response back to laughs is completely and utterly terrifying.
I mean, it is. It's the most terrifying thing ever. It's like, oh my god, no.
But yeah, all the
The dreaded cricket chirp.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just, and as Nickelwise shrinks as they scare him instead. It's like, ah, the tables have turned. And frequent references. See, John Travolta was a fine reference because he's crazy. I won't go into all the things, but he's a little crazy. And he's just disappeared. He just basically disappeared and he's gone crazy. But yeah, that's a cultural reference you can use, and it's funny because it's something that's gonna stick around for a while. I mean, they could have gone. John Travolta's, I think, a better one because the Charlie Sheen one is a little worn through, but Travolta works still.
I don't know enough about Travolta to like. I know who he is. I'm not oblivious. I just
Yeah. Well, he used to
don't
be
understand
really.
I don't understand the reference to him going crazy.
Well, it's less. He got into Scientology, I think. I think that's what one of the big things.
I knew about what's his name?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I've heard of. I knew Tom Cruise got into Scientology, but
Yeah,
I didn't know he did.
Travolta's big into it as well, I believe, and that's part of the crazy. I think.
That is plenty crazy.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
And explain why he disappeared.
Yeah. Has been a practitioner of Scientology since '75. But yeah, he's a little off, but yeah, it still works. Not really much more to say. It's just it was a very fun bit of the episode. This whole episode works.
Yeah,
because it stops trying to be, look at me, look at me, look at me. I look at my opinions, aren't they great? And it's like, no, just be funny. Look, you're funny, and it's a good episode. How about you stop there? And then we get to Bride of Pinky, another very standard sort of Pinky and the Brain episode, but in a good formula.
it was cute.
One of their good formulas, like Brain is trying to do something, and Pinky falls in love with whatever is getting in his way or something, and then it's, or somebody that can help them, but it doesn't really work, and it's just really fun. Like it. Pinky will just about fall in love with anything.
I know, but she was adorable though.
Oh yes, but yeah, he just the horse. I half expected to see Farfignuton in the stable in the next episode. But yeah, this was a, what is it? See, it's much harder to talk about things when they're done well. Like the monster's funny, falls in love with Pinky, And then at the end, we get the twist and falls in love with the other monster, thus completing Brain's failure. It's like,
And poor Pinky has his heart broken. But we
is,
see that Brain is not a heartless asshole all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's for the
That's that.
best because it would only last 3 months at most.
Then she'd die.
Yeah, then they fell out. Well, kind of. As much as a reanimated lab experiment can. um, they
I
were
love
still
that.
kissing at the bottom of the thing, so the heads were still alive somewhat, but who knows how long that would last.
I'm sorry, but during the entire during that scene where he's proposing to her and her finger falls off, and then she kisses him and her mouth falls off. The song "Zombie Prostitute" was running through my head.
And another thing that was good. He goes to throw the Brain goes to throw the switch on the second monster, and balloons drop down. And that was supposed to be the father-daughter dance. Was Brain supposed to dance with the monster for that? I suppose.
I guess.
And that's
Although that does make it kind of weird that his best friend is marrying what is essentially his daughter.
yeah, it's Pinky's father-in-law is his best friend. So is also his best man is also the father of the bride.
Yeah.
So interesting, but yeah. You start getting into that and it gets a little weird, but this whole thing's really weird. I mean, it's not the first time Pinky's fallen in love with something weird. Hmm?
But all in all, she was a rotten kind of cute.
Stop trying, and also stop trying to make the spork happen. The pitch spork. It's like, that's where this is really frustrating, because that's the kind of stuff that when Animaniacs is at its best, it does stupid stuff like that, and it's really funny. It works because it's just these little asides that just sort of come out of nowhere and then they disappear again, but it's funny. And you just like, see what you're capable of. You're capable of making something really funny and fun. And then you do this. But yeah, it was fun. It was very sort of baseline formula for Pinky and the Brain, but it's a formula that works. And when you put something new and interesting into it, it it works. It works. This is new, interesting. It's. I mean, the Frankenstein thing has been done before, but the fact that it's putting this formula with this, it actually works, and that's a lot of Pinky and the Brain. You take a genre, you take a Pinky and the Brain formula, and you jam them together, and you get a fun episode.
Yeah.
But this works within that formula. But yeah, fun episode. This is gonna go a little faster than usual because it works. This episode works.
I love the little asides, like we'll have loads of children. Like, can you even have children? Oh, never mind, we'll adopt.
Yeah. And it's that little stuff like that, little details, little jokes like that work so well.
And Brain actually made reference to the fact that Pinky has a completely random, pointless Cockney accent. It's like, okay, you both came from the same place, yet Pinky has this like completely out of their Cockney accent.
Inexplicable.
Yes.
My companion's inexplicable Cockney accent.
Yeah. Which, like, I don't know where that came from. Just like with the Animaniacs themselves. But why does Wacko have an accent and the others don't?
Adopted.
Because he's Ringo. I think I remember hearing an interview with that where he talked about where Wacko's voice came from, but I can't remember everything. I know
Well,
Ringo was
yeah, I
involved.
know it's because he was trying to. He was. They asked if he could do a. First, they asked if he could do an Elvis impression, but because of the he's supposed to be an 8-year-old or something, they went with one of the one of the Beatles, and then they're like, well, raise it up a little bit because he's a kid, and he kind of just merged the Beatles accents together into like the Beatles voices into like a Wacko.
Yeah, the sort of Liverpudlian accent overall. I think that
Yeah.
I think that's the correct term. But yeah, and then we finish it up with another sort of gap filler with things that go bump in the night, which must have been interesting for the animators of that because it's like being asked to do a cattle convention in a snowstorm. Like, you see an eye. Just had to do a few eyes. That probably was one of the fastest animations they've ever done.
Yeah.
It works, because you can fill in whatever you want behind that eye to be whatever it is you think this looks like.
I, love, I don't know if you've seen Disenchantment,
No.
but that one who when the it's like, all right, whoever's licking my face, stop it. And the one who says, whoever's licking my face, keep it up. Really reminded me of Lucy uh from Disenchantment.
Yeah, haven't seen it, so but yeah. Yeah, that's a little weird. But anyway.
Has anyone seen my phone? I think I'm sitting on it. No, that's a tail. Wait, I have a tail. Yeah, yeah, we get it, y'all. You guys have tails. Not all of us have tails, you know.
But you'd think they would have, better night vision. But if you're operating at night, you would evolve night vision. If
Not
you
necessarily, because eyes are actually a convergent evolutionary characteristic that many animals do not actually have when they evolve in the dark. There are certain
well,
animals that
uh,
do not have eyes, like
yeah,
their eyes.
assuming you do have eyes, you would think they'd pull up adaptions that make nighttime pursuit easier.
Well, true. I mean, for all we
Like
know, the
the
size of the
eyeless
eye.
ones are generally cave dwellers where there's never any light. Um,
True.
and if you had some ability to see in darkness, you'd you'd be more active around dawn and dusk. And then if you had full ability to do that, then you'd be, in the dark. You'd actually hunt at night. But you'd eventually develop it just by these in order to be successful. Um, but yes, I know evolution isn't a goal-oriented thing other than to survive. Whatever survives, reproduces, and you get more of it. But you think a mutation here or there would turn up at some point, giving these monsters some advantage at night, but especially if they've been
Something.
around for a while. But anyway, is there anything?
Although, if you think about it, their eyes are completely visible, which means they're emitting light, which makes it more difficult to receive light.
Yeah, or yeah. Well, you'd think with all that light, if
It
just a
could be like an anglerfish, where that's actually more of a lamp to lure its prey than it is actual
yeah,
visual receptor.
yeah. I don't know. We're talking evolution of monsters, so
Yeah, well, that is the fun of it.
yeah. But overall, episode very good. You didn't get political, and you had a lot of fun. Huzzah! An
Fun.
Huzzah.
enjoyable episode was produced. Do we have anything left to say about 11?
No.
All right.